So, how is everybody? We are going to be doing removal of this to begin, and then we will be doing some stamping, most likely. The idea is to use this blue, which is China Glaze sample sizing me up, which I used successfully in some snowflake stamping last year. I need to decide on a stamping plate for snowflakes, and then last year I layered that between layers of Cadillac or Alaska, which was lovely, but I got this Illyrian Polish called Moonstone, which, let's see if I can get the light to pick up on some of the flakies in here. We have multi-chrome flakies, but we also have iridescent flakies. You can get a little bit of it there. They are purplish, greenish, bluish iridescent flakies. Here, let's see if I can. Aha, there's a few of them. Here, let's get the camera to focus up closer. Yeah, okay. We have some little shifty things happening. Oh, there's a little bit more of them. You can see how many there are at that angle, but you can't get the color really. Plus, you know, holographic logo, but that's not what we're looking at. They are, I have a swatch stick here because I've been doing a bunch of swatching. And the swatch stick for the Moonstone polish that I'm talking about is right here. There, we're starting to get some more of the, do you see the purple sort of popping up there? Sorry, I just really want you guys to see. I'm sorry, I have polish here because I was removing stuff from my scraper. You can kind of catch some of the green there. Anyway, it has this really cool effect. Iridescent things are always really hard to get on camera. Anyway, that's the plan. Let's see if I can stick this back in here without destroying my whole tower. There we go. Okay, so first we have to remove what I have, though. Let's bring the camera back down here. Not repeat the mistakes of last stream in which I left things focused too close for too long and therefore neglected to re-center things on my nails. Okay, we're just gonna clip. The base color that I have on right now, you can't really tell. I guess I am gonna come back up close when you're far away, but it has these little itty bitty. Let's see if I can get it to focus right. There we go. Some little itty bitty sort of, they're like magenta glitters in the base color. Hey, Praise. I got an emote. Oh my goodness. I haven't even used the emotes that I've used. I need to get on that, don't I? Awesome. Anyway, we're getting clips on because the glitter's not going to scrub off very well without a little bit of acetone love. And by love, I mean the acetone is telling the glitter, I hate you. Get out of here. How's your day? lips. Oh. All right, cool. I'm gonna shake this. It's a little bit. Oh wow, that light doesn't really help me very much. Let me try it down here. It's a little bit settled out. You can see here at the top there's more pigment. So I'm gonna shake it while I wait for my polish to soak. I've got the DuckTales theme still in my head. I finished the new DuckTales, and I've been watching old DuckTales, and right before I started streaming, James and I were talking about the fact that the redone version of the DuckTales theme song is much more in key than the original. The original is slightly flat. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Right? Ooh, there's a button that says thank. How do I do that? Thanks for the haha, this is fine at Art of Praise Moyer. There you go. Oh, I guess I don't get to pick the emote. Okay, well, that little emote thing, since I'm just capturing my chat box, it's like only visible to you. Well, and everybody who's watching the stream because it's being captured by the screen capture. Okay. Looking good. Glitter came off pretty well. Okay, I can look at that later. My phone buzzed. It's my sister, my other sister, not you, Praise, trying to solicit people into receiving her. She's trying to give away a lot of stuff because their family are planning on being RV people full time, and so they're downsizing a lot of stuff, and she was trying to see if any of us wanted her gift wrap organizer bag thing, but I already have one. So my response is not immediately needed. We are going to go through and do a little bit of, you know, cuticle inspection and removal of hangnaily things like that. But I don't think we will need too much of that. I was using the Vibrant Vinyls Apple Orchard scented top coat. So now that I'm taking it off, I'm smelling apples again. Praise, did you see that they are going to be rebooting Walker Texas Ranger and that Jared Padalecki is going to be Walker? Okay, let's get this. Yeah, I saw somebody mention it, and then I was like, what, really? They said something about him preparing for another show. And I was like, what show? So then I looked it up, and apparently, yeah, it's going to be on the CW. But I am curious. Because I have enjoyed the few episodes of the original Walker Texas Ranger that I've seen. You know. And I enjoy him as an actor, so it could be good. Yep. I think Jensen Ackles is releasing an album, a musical album. He's got a good voice. I don't know if he's got other acting stuff lined up, but yeah, we're gonna go around with this and get, there's some cuticle hanging out there that needs to be removed, but we're not gonna deal with it right now. What we are gonna do is get some more acetone and some more cotton balls. I put my cotton balls into a lump. I have my giant jug of acetone. I stick them on the giant jug of acetone. I go shake, 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 like that, and then I go squeeze, 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 squeeze to make sure that all of the acetone is through all of the cotton balls.
Yeah, then you left me with Chris.
And then I put them in the lid of the acetone container sitting over here so they don't get acetone all over stuff.
There's a Mord.
Well, I organize my clips.
And I was like, oh no, Mordekaiser. Let's pick one of his many, many counter picks. And I picked Rumble. That was pretty fun.
I'm actually going to unroll this slightly.
5, he just left the lane forever.
And fold it into a little bit of a different, flatter organization. My thumbs, sometimes, if the cotton ball is too thick, the clip doesn't want to stay on.
Oh my god, oh my god.
So, making it flatter by unrolling the cotton ball first sometimes can help.
Pretty good.
Man, I had a day today. One of my students had a meltdown. He was okay by the end of it, but just not for any, I don't know. His mom is frustrated with the way that they're dealing with his behaviors at school, and through the course of his meltdown with me, I could see that he is used to, like, the way that he was responding in the middle of his decision making we were working with, we were going to be working with the LIPS program, which is phonetic awareness development sort of program, and we were using these little colored, the official program uses blocks, but I use these little round tokens sometimes too. So we're using these little round tokens, and he made the decision to throw them all over the floor. But before he did so, he kind of paused, like he was thinking about it, and then he said, "You're going to be in so much trouble," and then he threw them all over the floor. So he's like scripting negative behavior situations. Anyway, it was kind of frustrating for me to see him feeding into those kinds of negative behavior loops. He was able to calm down eventually, but it was still very frustrating. Okay, soakity soak, soak, soak. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. My shaping is actually looking pretty good. I don't think I have to do any evening out on these before I paint them again. Sometimes I will have to, even if I'm not shortening length, there will be like one part of the nail that obviously grew faster and changed the free edge curve. But these are looking okay. They don't look uneven. There is a little bit of flaking. You can see some here on the end, right there. And we have a little bit on the thumb on this side as well. And most of that is growing out still from when I picked off some of my polish a couple of months ago when when this part of the nail was down here, right? And the layers got damaged when I peeled them off because I was impatient and I was wanting to take off my polish without being careful.
Yeah, I'm just doing nothing.
Anyway.
Ah!
I'm just gonna
got home and I'm like,
very lightly buff those areas before we reapply base coat to them, just to kind of get any of the loose bits that are already lifted off.
You get whatever you got. Hog your favorite. Did they patch yet? Is that this week? Can we fix the game?
Have I complained to you about how mad I am that they changed the subscriber logos to saying first? Like, I know individual users can turn off that setting for themselves, but I think it should be an additional badge rather than instead of the channel specific badge if the channel has one. Like on Colette's channel, I no longer have the little water marble bullseye. I have the little first logo. And, you know, I went to all of the ins and outs of making the little polish bottle badges for my channel, and now I have few enough subscribers that none of my subscribers have them visible. They just get the little first instead. Yeah. I mean, like I said, individual users can turn off the first and it will still show the regular subscriber badge for them, but it's on all of the channels, not just on one. Yeah, you can. It's in your user settings, I think. Dooba 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 doop. Let's actually come this way just a bit because I wanted to do that. Take the camera to where I want to be.
Look at Ross playing Battle Right. Yeah, that.
How's your queue coming?
I like how in the new version it's
For Etsy things.
like Wildstar is like in my library. So is Bloodline Champions. You know, the other failed battle, like, literally. That's cool.
That's another little flaky area that needs to be buffed. In fact, it's rough enough that I'm gonna buff before I do anything else. I don't want it to catch on something. No, I know it is, but I know you had things that were left to do before, like after you put the store statuses on vacation, you had things that needed to be fulfilled still that had already been purchased. Am I wrong in that idea? Did I misunderstand you? It's a big cat. Hey, Fran. Here she is. And I'm sitting next to my polish binder, which has a little, on the top of it, sticker with some bottles of polish. I don't think you can see that. There we go. That's my phone. There it is.
You ever stared at work for too long, it starts to look weird.
I don't remember specifically where that came from. I think it was
like throwing away all my gear and
part of a like one of the stickers that some polish store had on their bubble wrap.
Is that really how it's spelled?
Or something in the package when it came.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Chris yesterday, our super nice buddy.
No, I'm not wrong about that idea.
Let's all have a good time and everything. And then Chris died like twice as like Nocturne Jungle.
Or no, you're not actually going to continue working.
And you're like, wow, there it goes. There it goes. Chimping out.
Okay.
These are normals. These are normals.
Okay. Let's go under here.
Fascinating.
Doop, 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 doop. I'm not actually pushing against my hyponychium down here. I'm literally, I'm pushing this way with the tip of my tool. We have a little bit of unevenness there in the curve on this side. Let's smooth that out just a little bit. Okay. Got some flaking on this middle nail. Sorry, I'm too Yeah, okay. That's okay. Yes. That was the idea that I generally was thinking of. Okay, we have a little bit of a steeper curve on this side than we should, so we're going to round that out just a little smoosh so that it's curving evenly across. And then making sure that needs to be buffed. That edge is good. And that shape's good. Okay, let's buff just the little bitties that need to be buffed. This little bit right here I know is going to cause lifting if I don't take off the part that is already coming off. There. I know, I'm sorry. I'm like purposefully damaging and separating the layers of keratin on the tip of my nail. But if I don't, that little hanger on is just going to hang on until I've been wearing this manicure for like 2.5 days, and then it's going to decide that it wants to separate from the rest of the nail, and then it's going to take all my polish with it, so screw that. Okay. Okay, that one doesn't need any. I had some right here on the side of this one, actually. I want to use that there. Let me make sure it's not sticking up weird. Oh, sorry. I came over this way too far.
You almost are. Time to suffer.
I'm not worrying about getting nails on my, like the oil from my fingertips on my nail plate right now, because I am going to be wiping them down with acetone again before I apply polish and after I remove cuticle. Because this bit here, do you see that dry cuticle stuck on the nail plate? That needs to be removed. Otherwise, it also will cause lifting. And that's a no. Okay. What I like to do is use this end of my glass file, and I will go around the cuticle area like this, and it lifts the dead cuticle skin off of the nail plate pretty effectively without being super damaging to the nail. It's more effective than like a wooden cuticle pusher or something, but less damaging than a metal tool. Like right there. All the way around. one of the reasons I'm actually removing this manicure and reapplying a new one, since I did this on Wednesday last week. It hasn't been a full week of wear, but on this right here on this corner, the cuticle was starting to peel, and right here, and I could feel that it was causing the edge of the polish to lift because I didn't do good cuticle removal before I did that manicure. I was just kind of in a hurry. And I didn't want to like stay up super late. Okay. And I'm just very lightly pushing back along my eponychium here, this area up here, so that I have a nice even curve. And making sure I don't have any cuticles stuck to the nail plate all the way around. You can use cuticle remover gel during the course of cuticle removal, but you don't have to. This is a dry cuticle remover as opposed to a wet cuticle remover if you used a cuticle remover product like the Sally Hansen cuticle remover gel, which is the one that I use. This one, the instant cuticle remover. I do use that occasionally, but I have found when you use that, you're supposed to wash your hands afterward. And if I am in a hurry, i.e. wanting to paint my nails and be done more quickly, if I do that, then I have to wait a little while after I wash my hands so that my nail beds haven't been exposed to water too recently, because that can change the shape of the nail plate. When it absorbs water, it expands and the C curve becomes less pronounced. And then if you polish your nails when they're in that state, and then as the water leaves the nail plate, it curves more, but the polish doesn't curve more, and then it can cause lifting. So if I don't want to wait for my nails to dry after being exposed to water, I have been tending to do a dry cuticle removal, and then I will I'll scrub my cuticles with a sugar scrub after my polish is on this skin up here, because the cuticle that's actually on the nail plate has already been removed. And once every 2 weeks or so, I will scrub them before I do my manicure, and then I'll wait until they're dry and all that, so that I give them the full treatment. We got another text. Give me a smooge. Oh, it's you, Praise. You're telling Melody that you also are disinterested in the wrapping paper thing. Because I also have a wrapping paper holder and plenty of paper. Stupid freaking DuckTales theme. still going through my head. I've got a hangnail over here. Sorry. I am getting that off. Okay, almost the edge here. I'm trying to, the edge that's right in the corner here is really not wanting me to get in there. Okay. Sorry, I know this is like not the most interesting thing to watch at this very moment, but I have apparently quite a bit of dry skin right along this edge that doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. I got the edge of it there.
Could be. I'm always sad.
Okay.
One moment.
I don't understand what that is. You said you were watching Klaus. I don't know what Klaus is. Okay, finally, that stupid thumb is done. Good gracious. Okay, let's get onto this now. Oh, okay. Is it Claus or Klaus? Then, if it's a Christmas movie. James's mom is wanting to go to well, let me give you some back information. James's grandma wants us to not cook for Christmas. She wants us to order food because she thinks it will be less stressful for everyone, which is very generous of her and very nice. And so we were talking about where everybody wanted to get food from when we celebrate with his family, which is not on Christmas Day, but around Christmas Day. And in the course of that discussion, James's mom was remembering when James and Lizzie were little, they went to a restaurant in Disneyland that was very delicious, but not cheap. And the amount that Grandma gifted everybody for Christmas dinner would be enough for us to go there, and she wants to go there for Christmas dinner on the 29th. She's actually, her energy level this past week or so has been up. She's no longer on a medication that she's been on for a really long time that was supposed to help with her heart palpitations, but recently her blood pressure was really low, so they said, okay, we're gonna reduce this, and then we're gonna remove you from it entirely, or whatever the phrasing is you want to put for that. And her energy has been a lot higher, and her appetite's been better, so she's been eating more, which then gives her more energy, I guess, too. So she's feeling up for that, to be able to go up and eat dinner there. We're going to take the wheelchair so that she doesn't have to do a bunch of walking. You know, and James and I are going to go earlier in the day, I think, and do some stuff in the park since Lizzie can get us in. Earlier in the day, and then we'll do dinner, everybody. And by everybody, I mean James's parents and Lizzie and Andrew and us.
I wonder what I need to work on. Which Mastery 7 do you want?
But we're all kind of, you know, it's really cool that she's starting to feel more energetic, but it's also very emotionally confusing.
Look at that. You are dying. Remember yesterday? I never forget toxic people. Just put them all in a book together.
Okay.
No. It's a different kind.
We're getting rid of that really stubborn little bit of cuticle there that I missed last time. Get out.
There's a lot of those. In Magic, we call it Highlander, because there can only be one. Yeah.
Oh boy. I just got a little high-pitched ring in my ear.
The most celebrated format is called freaking Elder Dragon.
We were talking about tinnitus.
My baby.
On Colette's stream the other day.
And
I am grateful that that is not part of my life. Whenever that happens to me, it's like 2 seconds and then it stops.
You know, the kind where the mid goes 06 and gets mad and they
doesn't continue forever.
Seems legit.
This big cat's just hiding.
Perfect.
She's being a butt. All right.
I love that one. I want to buy the Coven skin.
Okay.
She's pretty strong. That's my favorite part.
One of the other ideas that I was toying with was
you win for no reason.
I have this Cadillac polish that's a green jelly with red glitters in it, and I am going to use that before this Christmas season is over, but it's in that big pile of new polish and I didn't want to dig through and find it. And this one was on top. So we are going to be going with that. I kind of want to do a water marble with that. I got the clear water marble polish from Glisten and Glow as part of my Black Friday order from them. And I've been meaning to try that for a while, so I want to do a, I haven't decided exactly what pattern of water marble I would want to do over the top of this other.
Like
maybe green and red, and then have the green with red glitters coming through, or maybe just.
It's okay. We're getting a Diablo clone or something that'll tell the story.
Just green? I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
And Ezreal.
But that is upcoming.
Did you miss all that?
I don't remember the name of the Cadillac polish. It's this one right here. Let's see what it's called.
Yeah, and an animated series. I know, right?
Masterpiece.
It's about young Vi and Jinx and Echo, kind of. Because Jinx is apparently like.
You've got this little log tower, log cabin stack of swatch sticks that need to be photographed.
Oh, Varys, kind of.
Well, no, that's actually not true. The swatch sticks that are there have been photographed, but have not been entered into my polish app yet. So I have the swatch sticks stacked in order, in the order that they were photographed, so that I can enter name and number of coats information to accompany the photos. Alright, we got some dry skin there, do you see? Coming off. That's looking good. I had to reach around the camera to scratch my nose. Okay. Mid cuticle removal, the skin around my nails is very flaky looking and kind of dehydrated looking. Because I just removed my old polish with acetone and have not rehydrated anything, and am like scraping away around the edges to get the cuticle off of the nail, and have not yet exfoliated that edge to make it perfectly smooth, and I have not oiled it or hydrated it or anything. But like at this point in the manicure process, I always think to myself, will my cuticles look good when I'm done? Question marks. And the answer is invariably, yeah, they look fine.
It is. The worst part of the game.
You know, tolerable at the very least, sometimes very good.
Save you from that. That just kills you.
Depending on, you know, the weather and how consistent I was in my cuticle oil throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's get rid of these cotton balls. Let's get some fresh. I need a little more than that. I only barely dampened my cotton ball instead of thoroughly soaking it. So we got clean acetone straight from the jug. We're wiping down the nails, making sure we are doing it in the direction of any particular, like on this nail where there's that one little lift, so that we don't catch any fuzzies and leave them on the nail to be in our base coat.
No.
Oh, the big cat. She goes snoofa snoofa. Okay. There's a little hangnail there. Okay.
It does. It's funny.
I am only going to be wearing this until Sunday, most likely. I don't have hosting at church this Sunday, which means I have more time to do nail art things. We've got a little hangnail on this side too. I keep missing it. I'm not actually trimming something every time I do this. I'm just not quite getting far enough to clip the little hangnail that's there. I just keep clipping it in midair. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'm thinking that we do the Moonshine Manny base coat because I am not needing to level out a lot in this manicure because I'm doing multiple layers of the regular polish, and the lasting power of this is good. It just isn't quite as self-leveling. I guess not really self-leveling. Ridge filling. It's not quite as, it doesn't act as much like a ridge filler as my Glisten and Glow base coat. But when I'm doing multiple layers of regular polish, like the one I'm doing today, is probably going to use 3 coats. I don't need to worry about that as much because the polish itself will fill in to a greater degree.
We're already there. There's only one keystone. What are you guys talking about?
I just bumped the pinky on my right hand against the palm here on accident. My hand slipped and I bumped, so I'm going to clean off that nail later before I apply base coat to it, because there are now oils from the palm of my hand that have made it onto that pinky. I grabbed some dry polish from the edge of the bottle. That's what I get for not cleaning it off. Cleaning off the rim. I have to decide how many nails are getting the snowflakes. But we can decide that after we do our first coat of the Moonstone polish. Okay, pinky has been wiped with acetone. We are clear to proceed. There was a hair right under the tip there that was getting stuck on the tip of the nail that I didn't want there, so I just removed it before I continued to the next nail so that the base coat didn't dry around the tip with the hair stuck in it, because that would have been annoying to try to remove it after the polish was encapsulating it. Oh my goodness, I hear that big cat. Did she leave? Oh, she left. Alright, you get my face again. Hello. Okay. Closing the base coat. First nail's ready to apply. Regular polish. Coming this way a little bit. Again, this is Illyrian Polish Moonstone. Maybe it's Illyrian lacquer. I don't know. It just says Illyrian on the front. It's quite sheer. Hence the layering that we will be doing with the snowflakes between the layers. I don't think that you can see. Let's get the focus up here. There, you can see more of the iridescent flakies there. Catching the green and blue and purple vibes. Oops, too far. Go. Making sure that I'm not flooding my side walls. This is quite a sheer polish, so it's easier to miss the fact that you've done so until it starts to dry and you feel it pulling on your skin. But I don't want to do that. I want to catch it while I still have it wet. Well, big cat's back. She's a cozy lump, the sweetest cozy lump. Okay. I feel like that's not really in focus. But if I come closer, it's not in focus, and if I go away further, it's not in focus either, so... Does it look okay to you guys? I think that this polish was from Hella Handmade Creations. I want to say. I'm like 85, 6-ish% sure about that. from October, I think. Of 2019 this year.
What? What?
Want a little bit more opacity right there for that first coat. Okay. It does? Okay, good. I'm glad, because that would be really annoying if it wasn't cooperating. Alright, hand number 2. Oh, how was the fair thing? I saw your post on Instagram about it, but I didn't talk to you about it yet. The art show fair thing at Point Loma. I don't remember the name of the event, but you know what I'm talking about. Did it rain? Did you take your books? Did you not take your books? Okay. Trying to get as close to my cuticle as I can without having to necessitate cleanup. But I am slightly valuing closeness over absence of cleanup. So I am bumping in just a few places. Especially here as I'm doing my non-dominant hand.
Gave me a key fragment. Shock collar. So
Yay! Excellent.
So cool. Oh my god. How much do keys cost?
Did you get any people who were interested in books that you were able to reference them to your store for later consideration?
It's probably some scummy amounts that you always end up buying. You can only buy more than you need. Right?
Yay!
How do you look at
Well, if you hadn't, it would have been not a success. So if you did you get any profit on top of that?
Or is it an accessory? Or is it an e-sport?
Or are you hoping for residual Etsy traffic?
$10.25. Yeah, $10 to get. Are there enough keys? I don't know. Just finish that one or whatever, and then let me know. Yeah, enjoy your master E there, bud.
Yeah. Well, you knew you were going to do that before you went.
Nice.
But if I saw something that I was interested
Oh
in,
yeah, dude. Remember the legend himself?
and the store
I
said it
don't
was on
care if I
vacation,
remember that.
I would still go back afterward. Like, if I would make note of when the vacation date of the shop ended, and then I would go back and purchase again afterward, right? After it was available again. Because if you search specifically for your shop, it says that you're on vacation. So if they're going from your business card information, they'll see that, and it'll tell them when you're back, right?
Really. You're killing Seti. Stop.
Did you get to interact with any of your old professors while you were there? Yeah. Okay, I need to make this slightly thicker there on that first cup. Aw, bummer.
When's Ross signing us up for Clash?
Okay. Did you hear what I was saying earlier about James's mom and Christmas and stuff?
Oh, I've noticed. Yeah. Bad, dead? No. Yeah.
Oh, cool. He's a big cat. She's a good cat. Okay. So now we have to decide which nails we're stamping and which ones we're not. Last time that I did the stamps with this color. Oh no, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's cool to see you're looking forward to the dinner thing. Okay, so we have last year's, which let me actually just pull up on my phone because I don't want to type with my keyboard. Oh, thank you for relaying my message to Melody Praise. I appreciate it. Okay, so the ones that I did last year with this stamping are, I did the sweater nails on the two middle ones, and then the other three on each hand, the thumb and the index and the pinky, had the snowflakes. I'm thinking either, here are my options, either these two as snowflakes and the rest is just flakies, or these three as snowflakes and the rest is just flakies, or these two as snowflakes and the rest is just flakies. Either way, no matter which way I do it, this nail is getting stamped. So we're going to do the ring nail first. And I really do the Snowflake stamping plate that I have used previously is this one. I don't know where I got it. I don't remember. Yeah. I like the varied sizes of the snowflakes and the different shapes they have. But I was also looking at this one right here, which is also cute. It has a little bit less space between the snowflakes, so I think that would be less. Both of these actually have less space. So with the layered thing that I want to do, I don't think that those would be the best option. I do think I'm going to stick with that one. Okay, so since I'm in the middle of swatching things up here, I actually have a little metallic lid that I'm going to be doing my scraping in. So you know what? I'm actually gonna, I have a pillow. I'm gonna put this on the pillow down here in front of me. We're gonna bring you guys down here, boop, so that you can see my little tray. We're going to adjust the focus, and we're going to set up our tape and get our stamper. Here's the stamper. I'm using the What's Up Nails Jumbo Stamper something something magnetic. I don't remember exactly what the name of it is, but it's the same stamping head material as the Jumbo Stamper, but it's got this back that makes you have a magnified fingertip while you stamp if you want it. It's flatter. I don't like the super long-railed ones. Anyway, so that's that. And we have our polish that we're using to stamp. And we have tape. Here's the tape. I should have gotten the tape before I painted things. So we're using, sorry, big cat. She doesn't like tape. We're going to be using this to clear off our stamper. And we're going to be sticking that. Gosh. I just removed some of the polish from the middle finger on that hand accidentally. But that's okay. You can just fill in the gap with a little blob. Okay. Let's get the sleeves up just a touch. Okay, so we're going to be going bloop, 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 bloop. And then we're going to be scraping. Yeah. I don't like when my stamping plates are little. Yeah, see, that got all blobby. Do I have enough on this side? Yeah, I think I do. Okay, there's stamp number 1. I'm sorry, I don't think most of that was on camera in the actual stamping part. I apologize. Okay, let's see. I don't have a paper towel, so I'm just going to do that. Right, got my little jug of acetone. And we are going to the ones that have the snowflake stamping are probably not going to get all 3 coats of polish. They're probably only going to get 2. That's the one thing I don't really love about this stamping plate, is that the edges of some of the snowflakes catch when you're cleaning it off with a cotton swab. Alright, let's try to flatten that a little bit. What do you think? Do you like just these two, or all 3? I could also do these 2 and thumb. What do you think, Praise? What are your thoughts and opinions about the accent nail situation?
What? Yeah.
Let's do the re-nail on the other side.
She's funny.
I'm just tapping the stamper. Oh, sure. We got these 2, or these 3, or these 2, with and or. If I'm doing these 3, I'm not going to do any on the thumb. If I do these 2 or these 2, then I have option to either do snowflakes on thumb also or not. Excuse me. The polish I'm using to stamp, just to reiterate, is China Glaze Sample Sizing Me Up. Two plus thumb. Which 2? These 2 plus thumb, or these middle 2 plus thumb? Ring pinky or middle ring? Hey, gooders. Thanks for saying hey. I'm glad you're enjoying your lurk. freaking little stamping plates though, man. And being able to like hold them in place while scraping. Whichever may be middle two. Do you have an opinion, Caters, about accent nail placement? Pinky and ring or ring and middle? Nails plural, because we are going to be doing multiple nails with the Snowflakies. Alternating. Well, if I alternated, I would have here and here and no thumb, because I already did the ring fingers. Meh. I kind of am not super into that. Middle two and thumb? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. That's kind of what I was leaning toward.
Okay.
So, we are all on the same page. What am I doing? Where am I going? Thought process. Help!
Yeah.
This little patch needs a second to dry. So we're going to do thumb. Okay, so that's my thought process. This was what I was doing. I was scraping off that edge, which apparently has cat hair on it. Yeesh. Okay. Gosh. Okay. I thought for a second that that little bit of... Oh, sorry, that wasn't on camera.
Oh, boy.
What do you prefer to be on camera? The actual stamp part or the scraping part? Because I can bring the focus up here so that when I stamp you can see it better.
Yeah.
Because that's... I have it down on the stamp plate right now. There was a little fold over here that I thought was going to ruin things, but since that's the background layer of snowflakes, it'll be okay with the next layer on top. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dude, whichever, either way. It's your viewing experience. All I have to do is slide a dial. Because my fingers are going to be in the same places, whichever one you prefer to be focused. Going back and forth between the two with the timing of stamping would be a hassle. Setting it and forgetting it, which is what I'm doing, is fine either way. Right, I want this lid out of my space. Can do. I will leave it here then.
Yeah, Ross is made. That's Ross, dude. Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
I don't know when that happened, but that's every time we play together. Yeah, if it's a jungler and it's not real, then it's Ross. It's a rule.
Now, see, I don't even know if that stamping was on camera. I was totally not thinking about finger placement. I was thinking about stamp on nail placement. Oh, cool. I love it when things happen the way they're supposed to. Isn't that a good feeling? Okay, that right there I thought would get covered by stamp, and I totally just didn't. Yeah.
I say, it's our time to shine.
Get rid of the glare. Metallic. Scoot. What are we thinking?
Don't look at me.
As a whole hand, does that look balanced? With the snowflake placement? Yes, I think it does. So let's do it on the other hand. Gosh. So much reflectivity. Friggin' metal. Okay, so we did sort of doopity one, corner one, big fat one. This is kind of a longer. Try to pick this up without denting my wet nails. You can see that it's kind of a longer snowflake image. So I have this area and then this area and then this area across the 3 nails so far. And they are, you know, going to be alternated on the next layer so that we can see other snowflake shapes showing through. That's the idea anyway. It worked last time I did it. And I really enjoyed it. Okay. So we need thumb. We already used the big one, so we need one from the middle area and one from the edge area. Stamper's clean. I like to check that before I scrape, because occasionally I'll be a dupe and just have old stuff on my stamper before I stamp, and that's not good for anybody. Okay, we want corner. 1, 2, 3. Whee! Whoa, that got blown out. There. But we got the corner one there. Polish. Sticking to my fingers. It's not worth the liquid latex hassle, though. It's not a polish that's hard to take off the skin. It's pretty easy. We have our work Christmas party dinner thing on Thursday. So I'm trying to get festive. Okay. I am excited, however, to try that other Cadillac polish. Probably next week. Maybe the week after. It's kind of like very Christmas, you know? The green with the little red glitters in it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Casio messed up. Oh,
so the thumb gets the middle section now.
So it's time for our patented strat, dude. We're gonna go pro doing this one. This is it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, scrape. Bloop. Okay, we want this part. And, ooh, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. so that we get the nice big snowflake. This one right there. Fully on the nail rather than curvy toward the tip.
Whoa.
My cuticle shape on my thumbs is much flatter. You can probably see it's much flatter and squarer than on my other nails. These are pretty oval. These ones I make round on the end because, to be honest, I find it more elegant personally, and because then it's in shape with the rest. But if I were mirroring the cuticle shape, they would be much more scround, squoval, square.
Freaking out! They're so smart.
My husband is yelling about video games. Did you hear him in the background? Freaking ow, he says about digital violence.
Hey, hey! They flashed though. And they're almost dead.
Okay.
I got the zoomies though. Oh my!
Okay. So
What the?
we want to do this.
Oh.
Get rid of all of the excess blue.
Ow. It is. Okay. You scared though. They're out of mana too. Well, ashes. Okay.
Okay. So what we're going to do is add a coat of
There you go. Get in there.
the Moonstone polish to everybody. And then we will come back and do second layer of stamping. I'm going to remove this while it's still moistish though, so that it's easier to take off. We don't want it to dry on the edge there because then we don't have a smooth edge to scrape with, and there's lumpies and bumpies and it'll not scrape smoothly. So there we go. Okay, we're going to close this in the meanwhile because I
got it. I got the can.
Don't want to spill it. That would be disastrous. Even more so than other things. Alright. Let's come back over here and adjust this angle slightly so that we can not wash everybody out. You know what? I'm just going to put this over here. Since that bottle is closed, getting that metal out of the space that we're in, I think, will be beneficial in our light situation, hopefully, maybe, possibly. Is that less washed out? Yes. Woo! Okay. All day, every day. This is my life. Okay, so.
Furry club. I know.
Most of the snowflakes from the previous layer are just going to show through as an echo. They're not going to end up fully appearing on the finished look of things. I'm not going to be tapping the tip on every coat. When I do 3 coats, I don't want to do that. I just find that it makes, even if I cap the tip first and then go over the top, it makes everything too chonky. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just do I capped the first layer, and I'm going to cap top coat, and I capped base color. I meant base coat. I kept base coat. I'm capping the first layer of color. The subsequent layers of color are still going to adhere into that capped tip of the first layer of the color. And then top coat will be capped as well.
Oh, there, never mind. Disregard.
Which will kind of seal everything in.
Hey.
But since this is the same polish with the same formula, all of the layers kind of, I don't want to say coagulate because that sounds really gross and awful and medical. But they kind of become one thing. Okay. There's a hair in there. I don't know if you can see it. A fuzzy, begone. And a secondary fuzzy, also begone. Okay. There we go. Were you the one saying that your birthday is on the 15th, Caters? Somebody was saying that, yeah? 15th-ish? Question marks? I could be wrong.
Yumi's hurt for some reason. She's almost dead. Look at her health. Yeah. Yeah. They want the combo. Got him. Ah. Dude, this is annoying.
If not, I gotta figure out who I'm thinking of. I ended up not going to the indie shop thing because they didn't finish posting vendors until Friday night, which is the night before the event. And it turned out that of the vendors that I was interested in possibly being there, most of them were ones I'd already ordered from for Black Friday.
Yeah, that's okay.
And the new things that they were bringing were holiday collections that I was not super into because they were very glittery.
Whatever that is.
Primarily, and or colors I just wasn't particularly super into. 1850 Artisan Polish had a... Oh, sorry. Let me bring you up this way.
Perfect.
Appreciate the reminder. Has a sort of fundraising polish for her school that she works for. She's a teacher. Or for one of the schools in her school district or similar sort of situation that I'm interested in, but she also has it available online. And I just wasn't gonna get up to try to get up to Anaheim in time to get the free VIP bag. And then if I wasn't gonna be getting the free VIP bag, it kind of wasn't worth it to go for just one polish for several hours of driving when I can just get it online.
Yay. Got it.
They have, I don't know, the last year they tried to do the indie shop in December as well. They ended up canceling it because there was an issue with the venue. But in that case, it was kind of last minute announced as well. And the one in May that I've gone to the past 2 years just seems like they have more runtime, or not runtime, but like running up to leading time up into it. So they have like things announced, you know, a couple of weeks beforehand, so everybody knows what's going on. And I don't know.
That's fine.
The one in December just kind of feels like an afterthought, or at least it has the past 2 times.
Let's go. Oh, I need one more CS.
Comparatively.
You know the one. He's in charge, gonna kill
Also,
me.
if anybody from the indie shop is watching, they're probably not. But if they are, it'd be nice to have a theme besides Disneyland for the indie shop that's in Anaheim.
There he is.
Because yeah,
Look at
I know
that.
it's near Disneyland, but
Look at
everybody
that.
who lives near enough to come
pretty
to
good.
it already knows that it's near Disneyland for the most part. And
Imagine
you know,
having a
it's
gun.
kind of like old hat for it to be near
Sure.
Disneyland, and it feels
Then he'd be more annoyed. He wouldn't be dead. But
unspecial for it to
Man,
be
he'd be
Disney
mad.
themed multiple times in a row. Like, I know some of the makers travel to come to it,
Are you in trouble?
but still,
Soon.
most of the
soon.
people who are coming to buy polish
Then gun. Then
are from the area.
You ready?
Okay. Complaining over. It's not really complaining. Kind of. I mean, I wasn't trying to complain.
What the? Oh my god.
If it came off that way, I'm
Get him?
sorry.
Got him.
Okay.
That's annoying.
Do 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 boo.
Oh no. Oh no. Look out. Oh, she's still here.
Oh, my neck.
Oh, she's dying. Oh, jeez. That was scary.
Yeah, I definitely will need 3 coats
Oh, man.
on the non-stamped nails, and the ones with stamping are looking like they'll be okay with the
What
second
the-
coat. Over the snowflake layer. You know, this one, and then we're going to do snowflakes on top of the layer that's here. So with the snowflakes, with the snowflakes rotating around, we should have fine coverage. Okay, let's get all the way up to the cuticle, shall we?
Perfect. They started it. I thought they were clever. Little do they know I push buttons. That's it. No skill shot. Amazing. Monk.
Okay. Whoop.
Casio. I can ward drag it. Uh-oh, they're here. Zed? Yeah.
I really wish that chameleon flaky would show up more on camera. I'm gonna see if, I don't know, we'll have to see if I can get a good macro shot of it, because it's looking pretty cool. And the iridescentness of it
Alright. Do we just do it or what? Yeah.
is not showing up on what I can see on my screen anyway.
Super fast. Easy. Let's go kill bot. Come with us. Man, they're smart. I hate them. Just kidding. They're stuck.
Oh,
What?
man.
What the?
I'm just listening to my husband over here.
What the?
Man, they're smart. I hate them. Never mind. Just kidding.
Oh, Zed's here. Oh, Jarvan's
They're not
here.
smart
Let's
after
get
all. We're assuming he's talking about his opponents.
Oh, you're ult. Okay. Alan.
I know, that was like
What
right
the?
on the edge of being a crime. I apologize.
Oh, Zed's
Okay,
going
Pinky.
in. I think he's gonna die. We need to help him. Whoa, what? Oh. Got him. Oh, we want good strat. Oh, everyone just pushes everything. Nice bot, dude.
Okay, I gotta get that edge a little bit more. There we go. Meow. Bloop. All right. Let's come back over with the stamping
Oh yeah,
stuff.
forgot about it. E plus.
Okay.
People have played this in this lane better than me.
Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I thought that you were Caters. Your username is the same color as hers, and I just didn't look at it closely enough. Have a lovely evening. I love you.
What's next?
Okay.
Next spot.
Let's bring the camera back over here. Okay, so we want the big one here. We're going to do that one here. Okay. And there's the second layer of snowflakes.
And top.
The tongue goes out in concentration. Okay. That looks okay. I don't think that was on camera, but that looks okay. Let's clean this off. And let's clean this off.
I feel like you're
you know what, actually?
Chinese. I don't know why.
I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to go for the middle section since I know I'm going to do that for the second nail. And then we can only clean off the stamping plate once. Life hacks. Okay. We want this to be right there. Bloop. Okay, okay, that looks pretty good. Snowflake number 2.
Yeah.
On those 2 middle nails there. Yep, yep, yep.
I'm gonna make them wish they did.
My thumb is wide enough that I want to make sure that I have at least this whole section cleared off really well. But I actually don't think I'm going to do that whole side of the stamping plate fully cleared off. Okay, boop. Oh, okay. Thumb. I don't think this is going to... No, I got a big blob right in the middle of my snowflake that I want on my nail. Okay, well, I guess we are going to have to clean off the whole thing. That's okay. Let's do this first. I think it's because I'm scraping it with the wide side of the stamper. If I scrape it with this short side, I probably won't have as much trouble. So that's what I'm going to try next. Because then it's not trying to get in the way of where I'm holding it here on the edge. Okay. Evaporating my acetone faster. Here we go. And more successful. Good. Good. Okay, so then we want this. Let's do it this way.
Man. You know, it's comedy.
We got the big snowflake.
Pretty
Smack in the middle of that nail, hey? What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Where are they? Here they are. I thought I had more Q-tips up there, but I don't. So I had to reach over into my little box here on the side. Obviously, I'm going to go in with a cleanup brush to get in even more cleanly, but the majority has been gotten. We have to do a layer here and a layer here. But before we do that, I have to stretch my leg. So we're going to put that polish up there. And we're going to stretch my leg out like this. Because I have been sitting cross-legged for roughly 2 hours. Looking pretty cute so far. These need to be very slightly more opaque, these two here. But overall, looking how I thought. Happy so far. We're feeling good. Okay. Okay. I know that's out of focus. I'm just cleaning polish off of my stamping plate. And I could use my beautiful cotton scrubby holder thingy, but my little jug of acetone that I have at hand is too small to stick a cotton ball in fully without getting it stuck on the bristles along the side. So at the moment, it would be more hassle to try to finagle that.
When do we start?
Okay, do we have? Yes, we do.
What happened? No. Are you? This is 98 for me. How do you feel that in this spam email I got? It's like, help vote for Game of the Year. Here are the categories.
So,
remakes, and there's 25 titles.
We need. Got dry polish there. Get out of there. Okay. We need to figure out what we're going to be putting on this thumb. I don't want the same
The worst part is I think it's the best
snowflake as this thumb. I want the thumbs to be different. Just like I want these to be different and these to be different. So we're not doing the big one. Which means we're either doing the corner or the center. This one has the big one. So I feel like we need to do the corner. Nope, because then those are the same. So we're doing center.
The gameplay is pretty
big one,
but
corner.
It's also really not.
Okay.
So
center, big one, corner. Center, big one, corner. So we're doing big one, center, corner. Corner, center, big one. Corner, center, big one. Okay. Mentally making sure that I'm doing things in the right places so I don't drive myself nuts as I look at these through the week.
It's more than half.
Okay.
The gameplay is pretty different, but the
corner.
Like the narrative
This is going on the thumb.
The universe, all the everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, my thumb's too tall. I have to do it this way.
I'll do that. My pick is sick here. I have only played 10 hours of it or something, but wow.
Okay, there's the Stampy being stamped. Boop. I dislodged my stamping head slightly, which is not a problem. I just have to reseat it. It burped a little bit. I don't know if you heard. As I
it's not a game.
Pushed slightly harder against my nail than probably was ideal.
Narrative experience. I like the Soraka.
Sorry about the glare.
Why is it Yasua?
If I try to adjust the white balance, it will not help. I've tried. It doesn't. When it's in this particular mood, my camera, it doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, so you see how together the thumbs add variety.
Oh,
if they were both giant, it wouldn't feel as variegated. Okay, so we want to make sure that this is clean enough to pick up for the center. Ah! Okay, good. I didn't ruin anything. My finger ran into the tape, but it's dry enough that I'm okay. Center. Not sure where that giant blob of polish came from. But we're going to be working around it. Center is going on the ring finger. Let's turn it this way. And you know what? I actually want it to be this way. We'll do it like that. Right there. Beep.
This character, he just doesn't calm down. Help.
Good. The big blob did not get on the side part. It's not a huge deal if it does. It just makes the side part of your stamper uglier. It doesn't affect its functionality.
Jarvin,
you know. But if we can keep things looking nice, it's nice to keep things looking nice.
This is frustrating.
Okay. Right in there. Okay, cool. And then we're going to do this one. Sorry, we're going to do this one with the big one. There's a little bit of blue polish hanging out here that I noticed, so I'm just getting rid of it while I'm noticing it. Okay. Is that long enough? Yes. Let's clean off the scraper so that we have a short end available to us. that little corner right there. It's thick enough that it actually has, do you see that? It has two corners.
What does that
And
mean?
this is the corner I'm scraping with. So I'm making sure that there's
What does that thing mean?
no polish gumming on that side.
Feels good, man.
Okay. Scrape. Pick up the stamp. Ooh, that's a good pickup. Now, where do we want it to be on the nail? I don't want the whole big one on my nail, but I also want most of the big one on my nail. How about if I turn it this way? Do I like that, or do I like that? I think I like that better. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, pow. Right there. Do-do-do-do. Yep. Okay.
I don't know.
This nail has more areas that are just purely white, that don't have any blue showing through from underneath. Right there is pretty starkly white as compared to like this nail where there's a bigger blue snowflake underneath. But I think we're okay. The overall balance doesn't feel weird to me. It feels okay. Let's clean up the stuff on this skin. Then we'll add our third layer of Moonstone, and then we'll do cleanup and top coat. I'm not sure if we're doing matte or glossy top coat yet. I haven't decided. Glossy comes first no matter what. And then we will think about it.
Perfect. Good player. What face? I killed Yasu in 1v1. Pretty good.
We got some bloop, little blue under there. Oh, I don't think that was on camera. Sorry. We're over here. Okay. We do have some more pure white right there in the center of that nail, and here at the base, and here at the tip. So it kind of varies on each nail, which is good. Alright, we don't need the stamper and the scraper. I'm going to put my lid on my stamper so that I don't stab it on accident. Let's put it up out of the way. Let's put this out of the way. I am going to clean off the stamping plate with a cotton scrubby grabber situation later after it's dry, I think. I don't need to worry quite so much about ruining my nails at that point. I have some cotton fuzzies stuck in my cuticle over here. Well, it's not my cuticle, it's in my skin of my sidewall. Okay, let's sit up a little bit. Let's bring this up like this. Let's push up the sleeves again. And let's do third coat on index finger and pinky. Just to get it all the way to the level of opacity that I prefer. Okay.
Oh, he left the lane.
I have multi-chrome flakies only at the tip, so I'm going to go back into the bottle real quick and try to pull some of them.
Look, have you read his actual full clan?
Across into some other sections of the nail. There we go. That's a little bit better. There we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Has to be.
Okay. There. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fight anymore. I killed him one time and he's just done.
Okay. There we go.
He's like all the way over there.
Well, that
Yeah,
looks
that's
pretty
real,
good. Let's make sure
Holy
that we're
crap.
not hitting the skin anywhere.
Press the attack, huh?
Let's close this. All right. Voila. That's not in focus. Why is that not in focus? Am I too far away?
Y'all so scared.
I don't know. Here,
Pretty
let's bring it
bored.
in a little bit more up here. We don't have top coat on yet, but there's the snowflakes. Let's do this hand.
Is he dead? Need help? Yeah. Or is he? Yeah. I'm helping. I'm coming. Hello. Hello, Thresh. He's like, oh god.
Okay.
Lane. Come back to my lane.
And a pinky.
Good. Spooky for that. Also going crazy on my tower, man. He's mad. No, he's gonna get it. Later.
Okay.
This, I guess, this counters him.
Do you see what I just did?
He can't do anything about it. Oh my god.
I scraped
Alright, that's real, dude.
the polish on this finger. So we need to do a patch job before we go on. I was just about to say, let's move on to top coat, but right there, that needs to be smoothed a little bit.
Uh-oh. Let me run away.
that will even out with top coat.
Is Ezreal just gonna kill him or what?
But I want it to sit for a little bit longer before I put top coat on it.
tower.
So we're not going to do, obviously, these two nails. We're not going to top coat right away. We're going to do these ones first. And before we do any of that, we need to do cleanup. So let's get the cleanup brush.
I like him.
Where did I put the cleanup brush?
Dude, he's murdering it.
No.
What the?
It's hiding. There it is.
What's wrong with him?
Okay.
See. Oh my
Yep.
god. So this counters Yasuo pretty hard.
All the way around.
Pretty fun. Like I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing and it went okay.
We can still clean up around the edges of this nail, even though I had to do that patch, because that patch is right near the tip of the nail. And we're not cleaning up over there, are we?
That was a trip. Let's look at my yes. Oh yeah, 55%. It really feels like it. He like ults in on me and then I'm like, cool. He's in range of my ult. Honey.
Okay. I am licking my finger. I am using said licked finger to smooth out this little tip area. Since I know that top coat will smooth it, but if I smooth it prior to top coat, it will help my top coat application be more consistent because there won't be a ridge there. Yeah. I feel better about that mentally. Snowflakes. Alright, let's do the other hand.
What?
Okay. Thumb cleanup is always a little bit of a contortionist game. I am turning it toward me at the angle that if I'm handing someone to something, they see my thumb from that angle. I think I've explained that before, but in case you're new and you've never seen a thing that I've done before and you're like, why is she doing that? Because my thumb, because I am an organic human being, my thumb is not perfectly symmetrical. And so if it looks straight from this angle, it's actually easier for it to look straight from this angle than it is to look straight from that angle. Alright, now I've got it pretty good. That looks good. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Look at our mid laner.
Okay.
You see him, right? Is that Ross or what?
My bristles. I dipped in too far, and I.
That's the name of a top tier player.
Occasionally, you'll get an elf brush where the bristles, the glue,
I have a feeling.
doesn't want to hold after being dipped in acetone too much, and so you have to pull them back out again. Which isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're pushing like super
God.
hard, then yeah, that might be a problem for you. I usually only have to do it once or twice in the course of cleanup for a manicure.
Why is it always these
and
ones?
I'm okay with dealing with that until I switch out the brush.
Freaking Diamond 2.
Making sure we're going all the way around.
What are you playing? Meager. Wow, dude.
There's a little bit of a flaky right there, and I don't want to be too aggressive about getting it because that will change the curve of the nail. But I think it blends in well enough now that I'm not going to bother. This little flaky red there is calling attention to himself just a touch more than I'd like in the midst of the snowflakes, so I'm actually going to use a very light daub right over the top of him to kind of soften him down. Same thing right there. Like, I want the flakies to be visible through the snowflakes, but I don't want them to only have one or two that are popping out, like, way more than the rest. Otherwise, it doesn't feel cohesive. I'm okay with that.
I bet.
We got ringnail. Ah. Okay, making sure
Diamond players only.
Again, that we're not being too zealous. That snowflake on the edge there looks like it didn't fully stamp quite all the way to the cuticle, but oh well. That's what I get for having three-dimensional aponychiums. And we're going up and around, softening this curve a little bit so that we're directing the flow of the nail to be slightly less blunt toward the cuticle. There we go. That looks okay. Let's do some top coat. I think I'm going to use the apple top coat that I used last time for the manicure that I did off camera.
Or here, we'll do this.
Because I was enjoying the scent. It's the Vibrant Vinyls top coat, so it is thinner than the Glisten and Glow top coat, but I don't know if we'll need 2 coats for the flakies or not. We will have to see.
Timo.
Okay.
Timo. You're that woman.
I didn't get a paper towel. So my hands are now excess top coat collectors. The palm here. Too bad, so sad. It's like a flashback to February and my first stream, hey?
Right. I've heard of those. I may have even seen one in the wild.
There's a hair going through my top coat there, and I don't want to pull it.
You know what I'm saying? It never fails.
That's annoying.
I noticed.
I think I am going to have to do 2 coats of top coat because these flakes are a little thirsty.
They're going to flash into us.
Can you see how it's getting a little bit of sort of a dimple there where the flakies are?
Oh boy.
Okay, we're going to come back to that index finger and the pinky.
Do they lose? Scary. Good luck getting your little man over there. It's like way over there.
Yeah. We got some slightly thirsty flakies here, and that's okay. 2 coats of the thin top coat is not going to make my nails chonky. One of the benefits of having it slightly thinner to start with is that as it thickens through the course of the bottle, you're less likely to need to add thinner to it. I mean, adding thinner to top coat's not a huge deal, usually, but it can possibly cause a top coat that's not prone to shrinkage to be slightly more susceptible to shrinkage than it would be in its pure state. And if it continues to be a usable texture all the way through the bottle without needing thinner, you don't have to worry about that quite so much.
Why do people like that champagne? He's so boring.
Alright.
That's probably true.
Let's do the top coat on the stamps over here, and then we'll go back and do the other nails.
It's not your fault.
Oh, we got a cat fight back there.
Where's Harry? He has a comment about that.
I heard quack and then a little bit of tussling. But I don't continue to hear noises, so I think they resolved it relatively quickly.
Kane's dead.
Yeah, they're having a miniature standoff.
Run away.
Big cat's crouched. It's partially upside down. Baby cat is near her, kind of hunkered with her tail going swish, swish,
He's
swish.
Totally gonna show up. Kill him. Here we go.
95% of the time when that happens, it's because they were in a mutual grooming arrangement where Big Cat came up and started grooming the baby cat, and then the baby cat decided it was her turn to groom the big cat. Then the big cat gets offended that the baby cat would dare do such a
Guess I'll
thing.
just be over here.
And then one of them tries to grab the other one.
Hate this.
And then they make that quack noise. And then they run away and kind of bounce off of each other for a couple of minutes. And then they're back to being buddies again.
A little man appeared. Good. It's not your fault. Nope. Oh my god. I need AD.
As I was saying earlier, Praise, I think we're exchanging gifts with James's family on the 29th. So my commission that I ordered does not have to be done by the 25th.
Go back.
It's got a little bit more wiggle room.
He's gonna try to kill me. Yeah, look at him go. He's zooming.
Okay. And now you're getting this thrilling shot of my forehead.
They're gonna do dragon. Got it out. Yep. Oh boy. Well, yeah, nothing we can do.
There's something about top coat that makes the layers of stamping slightly more distinct as well. Yeah. You're welcome.
Good movement speed. Look out, he's super fast. Hey, he's behind me. Hey, everyone's here. Got him. Run away. You'll be, well, we'll see.
I have way too much top coat on this nail.
Oh no.
Ugh. I regret everything. No, not everything. Just not dabbing off some of the polish that was on the brush before I came over here in a hurry. Okay, let's go back and do top coat. On these, we're actually going to do pinky and then index and then pinky and then index because of the patch job that we did earlier.
It was painful. Hey, lad. Where'd they go? Our team is not having a good time. Yeah. We'll see. Uh-oh. Look out, he's really mad.
I'm gonna add a second coat of top coat. Otherwise I wouldn't do this, because it might break the seal at the edge of the nail, but there was a little hair stuck in there that I wanted to get out. Okay, so now the question is,
Macaulay's top.
do I want to make these matte, or do I want to leave them glossy? If I'm making them matte, the second coat of top coat will be matte top coat, and then I will be done. If I am making them glossy, then I will do a second coat of glossy top coat.
Man, I'm like 300 gold behind it. This was hard.
Decisions. I think they feel more snowy glossy, because you get more like reflectiveness, possibly. But then they could look more frosted matte, quite literally. Frosted.
Are you dead?
Like
You're
frosted.
dead. Nope, you're dead.
Glass, etc. Decisions.
Good.
When I'm going around with a cuticle scoop, I am pressing against my skin. I'm trying to remove the polish that is on my skin. I am not attempting to make like a clean cuticle line or anything like in the polish. I'm just removing the excess polish on my skin, and the little edge will get cleaned up with the peanut brush.
I gotta go shop. Look out, they're having a party again. Wow, we just give those away, huh? I don't think Kane does anything.
I'm mentally thinking about a lot of my student. I have some progress reports that are due this week, and I'm like going through their goals and making mental notes to myself.
As is tradition. Caned out. Oh boy. Oh no, not middle. I think he's fine. What? He was just here.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. That guy's so bad. Oh wait, they're gonna do a thing.
All the way around. Okay. So now we have to decide. I kind of want to make a matte.
Hey, that's really dumb.
I want to see how the flakies
he has Conqueror.
work with that.
That's dumb.
Okay, we're doing it. We're making a matte.
Oh, he's mad. Timo's not good, as usual.
We want to go around the cuticle edge relatively quickly.
Here we go.
And we want to let the polish self-level after it's been scooped. So that's why we got to do it fast. Because this is Quixotic or Quixotic or however you want to say it. Truly Mattly Deeply, which is a quick dry matte top coat. And we're going to come back to the pinky and index nail, same order that we did before.
This is really hard. Cane's still regular cane. It's pretty bad.
Again, I'm pressing the cuticle scoop against the side wall. I am not
There he is.
drawing a curved line on my nail. I'm just following basically the bumper around the edge.
Yeah, we need a jungler.
It's like I'm going bowling and I've got the bumpers on.
I don't have one.
And my cuticle scoop is the bowling ball.
That's it. He's gonna die. Get ready.
Okay. And then we'll clean up the rest once we get to.
Oh boy. We don't want him getting the gold.
So we have. Let me bring some light a little bit closer here. Boop. We have glossy and matte. Do you see how you can see the little ghost chameleon flakies better with the matte top coat?
It's gonna die again.
The greens and blues peeking through.
There you go.
They're just more apparent to me. I'm trying to bring the focus down. Hang on, my little trackpad is not grabbing onto things the way it should. Heave-ho. And even those two. You can see the snowflakes a little bit more clearly without the glare.
It's so lame. Oh, you got him.
Okay.
Ah. No. Well. That sucks.
She's mad.
Why
She
is
says,
he dying?
who's not paying attention
Why
to
is he
me?
dying?
Everybody's not paying attention
Oh
to
my
me.
God.
I want you to pay
We have
attention to me.
We have to surrender.
And
you.
I
There's
say,
nothing
be
wrong with that guy.
patient. I spent a whole bunch of time earlier petting you. I'm going to come back and pet you again after I'm done doing my nails. Be patient.
Oh, I don't want to die.
She already had dinner. It is not yet time for her treats. She will survive. Okay. We don't want to get too crazy with worrying about this tip part here with the dry top coat, because if it comes up and sticks on the top coat while it's wet, we'll get weird light white fleckles hanging out in the top coat.
We only had 4 people.
However,
that's really hard.
That hand is much further away. Let's bring this down.
I know.
It's still too far away. There. Is that better? Hey, it's a big cat. Hey, friend.
Yeah, that was hideous.
There she is. I go pet pet. She's a beautiful complainy one.
Yeah.
Very complainy much cat.
They really needed a juggler.
That doesn't feel in focus to me. Is that in focus? You know what? I need to zoom out then, because that's not where my hand wants to be. My hand wants to be here.
Should really fix Bonker like soon. That's really bad.
There. Oh, fine. I'm not adjusting it. I have to do my thumb. Maybe she'll come back before I have to switch it. Again, we want to quickly get rid of the excess before it starts to self-level. There we go. Whoa, that got really blown out. Sorry.
Yeah, champ.
There. That's a little better. Still not great though. Not sure why that's quite so washed out. No. I mean, that's a little bit less blown out on my face. Dude, man, I don't know. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, that's a little better. Not sure why it does that sometimes. It's like suddenly there's no more white in the picture than there ever was, but it's like the white balance has changed. And then you just have to like argue with it until, and by argue with it, I mean accommodate its whims without question. Until you find something that works. Okay, all the way around. I think I'm out of frame. Yes, I apologize. I'm sorry. That was not a good angle. Okay. That's worse. Okay.
280 carries.
I mean, that's okay. There
you go. He's genius.
way around. I don't know why this particular finger always gets way more top coat than everybody else. Like the ring finger on my right hand. It's a top coat hog.
Let's fire with it.
Okay. So then we're going back here and we're doing pinky. Let's do that.
I've played with this guy before.
We're going to do pinky, and then we're going to do index,
Yasuo.
pinky, index.
Remember? Look at Thresh's name and clan.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Why? Why, camera? Goodness gracious. Okay, let's bring you down like that. And then up like that. Is that better? Again. Globby globby top coat.
Waddle, waddle. I'm on the way.
James is a duck. The duck walked up to the lemonade stand and said to the man running the stand, "Hey,
Guess
wah, wah.
Taco.
You have any grapes?" Waddle, waddle, waddle.
His clan.
Right?
I know that guy.
I don't remember all of the words to
Yeah.
all of the parts of that. It's
He's
been
on
a
my
while.
friends list.
Little pop, pinky,
Do you know what he actually does?
and then index finger,
Mid.
and then clean up.
The #1 Jin mid. Maybe the only one.
What?
Interesting. I want to play that champion. When
Freaking
he comes out,
top
he'll be
coat.
banned all the time. Or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So much excess top coat. Ba-da-da-da. Okay, let's come over here to the index finger. Yes, praise. Waddle, waddle.
What on earth? Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is hard to farm. Mm-hmm. Freaking tower.
Okay. So the top coat has been applied. It's time to do cleanup. We're starting with all of this excess glack. And we're going to be using Q-tips because they can actually absorb / pick up
almost
more polish than a brush. Okay.
He's almost dead.
And then we're gonna go along here.
Yeah, true.
We're not going to touch the bottom.
I still have cooldowns, so
in case we mess up our tip wrapping.
Unfortunately.
But we are going to get the skin as close in as we can without hitting the nail.
Aww.
No Q-tip. Okay.
Ow. Mm-hmm.
Right here. This is what I'm talking about when I say we want to remove the top coat from the skin before it adheres to the skin while it's curing. Do you see that?
It's over.
I did remove it from the skin, but this sidewall is tall enough that it came up and touched again. Do you see that little lip there? We're going to have to clean that with the cleanup brush now. Because my sidewalls are tall. My index nail, the sidewalls aren't as tall. My pinky, they're not as tall. But these two middle nails are pretty tall. My thumbs are not that bad either. It's mostly my ring fingers and my middle fingers.
I have a ton of AP. Doesn't it get you?
And then I got cotton fuzzies stuck on it. That's not what I want to do. There we go.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not touching the nail, or I'm trying not to, rather. I'm just getting the bulk of excess top coat that is on the skin around the nail plate.
When am I arriving?
Okay.
Waddle. It's taking ages.
Looking good. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Okay. I don't think that focus is quite where I want it to be.
Got him. Optimal.
There we go. Ba-dam, bam, bam.
Stop moving! Oh my god, that minion. Want to kill him? What the? Is that real? That's so cheesy. Me neither. That's hella cheesy. Needs help? Invade?
Youch. I have
It was on the scene.
un poquito de hangnail there. I think I told you earlier that I was trying to trim. And I just got a little bit of acetone in it. Ouch, 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 ouch. I'll be okay.
I'm 6, by the way. Yeah, so does he. He's like, but you're 5. How can he be 6? Yeah.
Boop.
I'm so strong.
Sidewalls.
What?
Okay. More sidewalls. Oh no. Let's come down here. This is where I am. Hello. I apologize.
Oh. Owie. They're mad. Got it. Uh-oh. Wow. At least we saw the rare interaction where if you get dragged through my sun, it doesn't work.
Okay.
I got him. Wait, why'd that hit me? Why'd that hit me? Oh, block.
Okay. We have Pinky, and then we have Brush cleanup to get closer around on the edges.
They're killing the tower.
Have you seen old DuckTales
I'm
praise?
teleporting. They're annoying.
Or only the new?
Oh, I almost found him. He took guard. He took. What?
Okay.
Oh, he's in my mid lane getting it.
That, in particular, is part of what needs to be cleaned up. That little bit on the edge there that I was telling you about a minute ago. Let's close my mat top coat. We don't need it anymore. My big cat's on the floor over there, but she's not over here, and that makes me sad. I just started it. For some reason, they don't have episodes 2 and 3, or 2 and 3 and 4. It goes from like episode 1 to episode 4 or 5. And then they have all of the rest of them. And I'm not sure why that is. Like, if it's like old Who or whatever, where they just don't have the originals of that for some reason. It's okay. Huey, Dewey, and Louie don't have separate personalities. They're just, as far as I can see, I'm on episode like 8 or something, out, including those missed. So, if you subtract the 3 or whatever, I've watched 5 episodes maybe. Huey, Dewey, and Louie don't really have separate personalities. They're just kind of all the same. There's just 3 of them. And they sound kind of like Donald. So they've got a little bit of the going on. Not as dramatically as Donald, but still in that vein. And we've only seen Webby
Lux is killing us.
in
He's here.
Kind of a very cameo
Does it really go that far?
In 2 of the episodes. She doesn't really have a personality either. She's just kind of like a girl.
That goes really far.
And Beakley does
Uh-oh,
not
he's dead to
seem
that
like she
again.
has a spy background. She just seems like a pretty generic housekeeper. Scrooge McDuck is Scrooge McDuck still. We have not seen quite as much daring do on his part yet. The Beagle Boys are there. Magica Dispel is there, but she's Russian. And her brother is a crow that she's trying to turn back into a human after she takes over the world or something. And he keeps saying Evermore.
What on earth? This is a hard game.
Instead of Nevermore.
Mm-hmm. Very hard.
Like just randomly sprinkled in through his conversation dialogue. The butler is still there, Ducksworth or whatever his name is. He's just a pretty stereotypical butler character. Launchpad is there. He's not the driver, like the chauffeur, though. He's just the pilot.
Like, oh no, it's someone, any runaway.
And he seems a little younger than Launchpad.
I'm pretty strong
in the new one.
But I don't know if we'll get to the part where it matters.
Like maybe early 20s sort of age frame rather than early 30s.
Oh boy.
Or late 20s as Launchpad in the new one seems. And the gosh, what's his name? Doofus.
Dead? I think you're dead.
The fat kid. Yeah.
What the?
Doofus the fat kid is just like their friend in the one episode I've seen him in. He's not an egomaniacal freak. He's just a kid that they're friends with that was hanging out with them at their house watching a TV show with them, and then he gets they end up going to the TV studio to meet the actor because Uncle Scrooge gets the studio, and then they are launched into space.
Just kidding.
Because the set redesign was supposed to be as realistic as possible and ended up having a working spaceship.
Hey, I stunned her with my circle and it didn't stop the roll. Did you see it? Are you dead?
And
well, so far Master Yi is just
he just ends up in space with them as like their friend that they're trying to get back home with or whatever. I really like these. Cool.
Got him.
Glomgold has been in a couple of episodes. He's not as he just looks like Scrooge McDuck, but with the beard. Like he doesn't have the different body type.
Aww.
And
he'll get him. Give him time. He's coming.
I don't know. It's not as funny. The whole thing is not as funny. The humor isn't as sharp.
Oh no.
Like it's enjoyable, but it's not as good.
Oh no.
Some of the scene cuts are a little bit like, okay. Like there's one where Launchpad is racing against a robot. Kind of similar to the Buddy episode, actually,
That's
except
not the streamer guy, by the way. Some guy in his clan.
Rather than having it be in a car, it's in a helicopter.
He looks exactly like a Yasuo player.
And it's not like Scrooge isn't going to replace Launchpad with the robot, but he's trying to demonstrate that the robot's like good so that he can sell the robot. And launch pad doesn't come back as quickly as the robot, but like as soon as the robot lands, they're like, "Where's launch pad?" And they're like incredibly worried, and the butler guy is like, "The search crews are doing everything they can." Like 2 seconds after the robot gets back and has won the race, like there's no pause time in between where they like realize that Launchpad is not on track to return momentarily. It's kind of funny.
They want Singe, man.
There has been continuity between the episodes to a degree so far, though. The first robot that they encounter is destroyed by spilling water on it, and then later there's a robot and they say, "Let's get it wet to destroy it," and then they don't, and he's, you know, they're like, "Remember the last robot that we encountered? We had to do this." So they try it, and then it's like, "Oh no, wait, these ones are waterproof."
Kill her, no. Kill her. Got her. Oh my god.
You said that your favorite of the 3 in the new show is Dewey, yeah?
Wow. Yeah. Pretty hard. Soon though. I keep growing. It's that character. You know, he's gonna die. Oh no, you baited. Oh my god, that is so much. Whoa. Oh, damage. Yep.
DEWEY, I think, or DEWY. How does he do it? I don't know. Yes, I agree. I like Louis too, just because he's getting. I mean, they're all getting character development, but I don't know. I like the interplay between Louis and Huey, but I like Dewey.
You see the guy linked right.
I don't know if you've noticed that, but they put Dewey with Webby and Huey with Louis in contrast, kind of more often than other pairings.
To get a chair.
I mean, obviously, sometimes they're all 3 together, and sometimes they're all 4 together, and sometimes it's Webby with other people, but they tend to highlight the.
There's an I am very smart
contrast.
Furry one.
I like the Dewey Tonight. They have a bunch of Dewey Tonight shorts on the DuckTales shorts that are on Disney Plus.
Yasu me.
They're funny, but they're not.
There has to be someone else.
They're too short.
Guy, like,
they're too short.
He would actually understand warding. Like, good people don't die to jungle. That's what makes pro play so boring.
Originally, Dewey's canonical name was Deuteronomy, and now it is Dewford. And Louis was, I think, just Louis, and now it's Llewellyn. I think Hubert has always been Hubert.
Well, I don't like jarred.
Okay.
It's the same two guys, yeah. Yeah. Same jungle, huh? Eh.
We are going to put cuticle oil on these, so they're not going to look completely matte at the end of stream before I go. But once I wash my hands, they will return to their matteness before I photograph them. Probably tomorrow. I wonder when the third season will come out. Because it's pretty obvious that there's going to be a third season. They introduced who Fowl is, or teased it.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, flap. Okie dokie. Let's get some cuticle oil on these puppies. After we do one more pass right here, because I can feel that there's still some top coat there. All right. Neato. Mango magic cuticle oil. I'm just going to put one drop on each finger, and then I'm going to share the drops
Well, I mean, the other guy was good, but
to my other hand. Taking into account the fact that gravity stole my middle finger drop and put
really
it
too bad
onto
that,
the middle finger drop, etc.
Yasuo's on the other team. Huh?
Right.
I'm saying if he was.
Yeah, we don't have time to do swatch stick stuff. I was wondering if we might, but we don't.
Really cool. Wish I was cool. Why is your man over there? Look at that.
That's okay, though.
That's so far. That's so far. Oh, it's gone.
You don't need to look at my hair now that I'm sitting up. You can look at my face.
Yep.
Okay. Big cat's still sleeping on the floor over there. Again, we put acetone here, so we're putting cuticle oil here. You can see.
Really?
It doesn't look matte right now because of the cuticle oil. But it will. I'm actually going to add a little bit more here because that...
They're going to try to shoot me. There it is.
It didn't share enough.
Monka.
Because it all dripped from this down to here.
It's coming for me.
And too much of it ended up on my pinky. Massaging your nail matrix here when you apply cuticle oil is a good way to get circulation flowing, which some people say, if you want your nails to grow, you should massage the cuticle oil, blah, 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 blah. I don't particularly want my nails to grow faster because they already grow really fast, but it feels nice. So I do it anyway. I do it anyway. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
Wait, what killed me?
Get all of the excess oil into the rest of our hands because why waste it? Okay. Even though it's not matte, I am going to give you a little bit more of a close-up here on our little snowflakies. And we will get some hopefully good photos tomorrow. Let me see if there's anybody to host. I'll keep this in frame while I do that. Give me 2 shakes. The lamb's tail.
Wow. For some reason. Wow. There's a lot of missing gold.
Are you so slow to load right now? Twitch, it's gracious to me.
Sad.
I don't think anybody's on. But it's taking forever to load, so it could just be that everybody is taking forever to load. Nope, nobody's on. Okay, well, that just means we're cutting stream. Have a lovely evening, everybody.
Okay.
And I will see you next time. Probably with the thing I was talking about with this polish.
Stop using his ability.
And a water marble on top of it for Christmassy vibes. We shall see. Have a lovely evening. Bye.